Facing the truth is about looking at the truth of what's happened, the appalling truth of what's happened to victims of sexual abuse in the church, facing just what a terrible thing that is, both at the time that it happens, in the ongoing impact that it has on people's lives, devastating impact on people, on their families, and facing the truth too about the way that the church has responded to that and the inadequacies, the failures in the way that we responded. So it sets out some of those failures in being slow to believe victims, slow to place victims at the centre of our response. And it charts how over the last 30 years we've increasingly become aware of just what sort of impact this has and what a significant problem it is for us, and have developed systematic procedures in the Melbourne response and in Towards Healing to respond much more effectively and immediately to victims' needs, to ensure that offenders are prevented from carrying out further abuse, and to educate our community to place the firmest possible preventative measures in place. So the submission also includes 2 recommendations that we believe will make a significant improvement to the way that offenders particularly can be dealt with. The first of those is recommending that mandatory reporting be extended to include clergy. That would be for all cases except for information gained during the sacrament of confession. And the second, perhaps more significant, because almost none of the people who come to us come as children. It's almost always, there's very, very few cases where we're dealing with children. It's almost always adults who are talking about what's happened when they were children. And so we talk about a process by which we can report that offence and that complaint to the police without compromising the privacy of victims who choose not to have their identity revealed to the police. In Facing the Truth, we also include statistics for the cases that have been upheld under the 2 church processes, Towards Healing and the Melbourne response, since those processes began in 1996. And there's been some 618 cases of criminal abuse against children upheld by those processes. There are 2 significant things about that to note. First is that in the first year in the Melbourne response, there was a much larger number of complaints than in subsequent years, which indicates in part that people were waiting for a process like this to be able to deal independently with their complaints. And the other thing is that the time that the incident occurred that a person is complaining about, we see a dramatic, and this matches international data, we see a dramatic spike in the 60s and 70s, dropping off in the 80s. So that's very encouraging for us that our preventative measures are having an effect.